Let's be honest, most consulting presentations polished, professional, and completely forgettable. You lay out the facts, you show them a roadmap, you even dazzle them with some fantastic data, yet nothing changes.
It's Groundhog Day!
What if you're able to change that without having to rewrite your entire presentation deck? What if one or two smart questions asked before you build your presentation could actually change a normal presentation into a decision-making event? Today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with the use of AI, not to replace your expertise, but to sharpen it. Welcome to your Consulting Business Podcast. My name is Russell Pearson, and this is episode 128. Today on the show, we're going to show you how to supercharge your client presentations using artificial intelligence, and we're going to give you the 5 prompts that are going to change every presentation from just going through the motions to be more impactful and more influential. Let's dive in. The first AI prompt we're going to use is going to be really focused in on what action do you want them to take. Every great presentation starts with the end in mind, and it's no different with you in your consulting practice. When it comes to client presentations, it's not about the slide, it's about the decision. What step do you want them to take? What is the decision you want them to help them make? If you can't name the action that you want the client to take, you can't build for it. So define the outcome first and then build everything to achieve that result. So here's the prompt. Given the ideal outcome of the presentation is X, how should I structure it to lead to that outcome? This prompt gets your thinking aligned before you actually build anything. You're not just building a deck, you're trying to create a moment of influence. Now that we've got our specific goal in mind, let's move to step 2. Step number 2 is being contextually relevant to the audience that we want to influence. So the question is, who specifically is it for? You're not presenting to a company, you're speaking to individual people. A CEO might want clarity, a CFO might want risk assessment. Your job in this presentation is to speak to their priorities, not your process. So the prompt here is about understanding. So what are the current goals, concerns, and priorities of a job title in specific industry? The more you tailor your approach, the more the audience feels understood, the more authority you demand. If an audience feels understood, you actually don't have to prove yourself because they believe you already understand their situation. Generic slides don't close deals and they rarely help people make decisions. Relevant insights do. And that's why this third prompt is so important. What is the context of the situation you're going to be having this conversation in? You're not the first voice in the room, and there are other people who have spoken to them before you. They've had consultants before, they've actually had solutions before, and they're likely to be under pressure. If you don't acknowledge that, even your best ideas will feel disconnected. So the AI prompt that I recommend to improve your presentation here is, what recent industry or company challenges should I be aware of before presenting this solution? Now, you may already have done really good discovery, but this is a good one to see what the environment external of the business is like and what additional pressures could be happening on a topical level. What could just have happened that you should be aware of, whether it be in the news or even on the company's website. Great consultants show they have an understanding and that they've done their homework. As I said before, this sort of awareness builds credibility where no polished graphics ever will. If you're enjoying this or finding this information useful, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified when the next episodes become available. And if you haven't already, go to russellpearsonprograms.com and you can download a free resource made specifically for consulting businesses just like yours. Moving on to prompt number 4, this is where we actually take a boring presentation, we actually make it something more. Data alone doesn't drive change, stories do. Your client needs to see the journey. Here's the problem, here's the breakthrough, and here's the bright new future. We don't just want to inform people, we're looking to engage them and we're actually looking to create momentum. So the prompt I recommend here is, can you structure this insight in a narrative that goes from problem to solution to impact? This sort of artificial intelligence prompt can frame your message as a transformation rather than just a transaction. And it's a transformational story that you're telling that gets remembered and acted upon. And to sharpen up the action that they're going to take, we've got point number 5. How can we make this more collaborative rather than just persuasive? The consulting presentation isn't a keynote, it's a conversation. The more the client feels involved, the more they buy in. You're not looking to impress anybody, you're looking for ownership. The more ownership that the audience has around the presentation that you're making, the more likely they're going to own it when it comes to making a decision. So the prompt I would ask here is, what are the 3 strategic questions that I could ask during this presentation to engage decision makers? Now, you might put those questions on some slides, or you just might ask them through the presentation. We want those questions to spark reflection, curiosity, and agreement. This is how we turn a normal pitch into a partnership. And it's a large part of what we do as a consultant is help people take steps. We're enabling them rather than disabling by making the decision for them. So while the artificial intelligence is incredibly useful for sharpening the work that we're doing, I think it's important to actually recap the 5 steps that we've actually taken to supercharge your presentation. Number 1 is start with the end in mind. What is the specific outcome that we want to get at the end of this presentation? Number 2, who specifically is this for? Who are we speaking to and what's going on in their world? Which is why number 3 is so important. Honor the real world context. What's going on around them? Number 4 is put it in a story format. What is the story arc? How are we showing people a pathway forward? Number 5 is invite collaboration. We want a partnership so that there is an ownership toward the outcome and people are willing to take those next steps. With these 5 considerations and the 5 AI prompts, you can make all future presentations sharper, stronger, and more strategic. Because at the end of the day, great slides don't help people make decisions and they don't close deals. Great insights and communication do. Now, if you're a specialist consultant who wants to generate more prospects and wants to get more clients so you can do more of these presentations, well, this is what I help people do every single day. Now, there's multiple ways that we do that. Sometimes it's through the Forge Business Program. Other times it's through the Consulting Guild. But if you'd like to see what's available, you can always raise your hand, contact me, and we can have a quick chat about, is there something in my world that could help you in your consulting practice? And if you're wondering what those specific steps and prompts were, you can always go back and watch the video, or you can go to the description where I've listed them there for you. You can also get the free resource at russellpearsonprograms.com. Just click the link, put in your details, and we'll send it directly across to you. You know, at the end of the day, we're not using artificial intelligence to replace us. You are smart, you have expertise. We're just using AI to sharpen the sword. You know, school's never out for the professional. They're always wanting to improve. They're always wanting to get better at both their craft and their communication. And AI is a fantastic partner that we can use to review what we're doing and see are there little areas for us to be sharper, for us to be stronger, and for us to be more strategic. My name's Russell Pearson. This is episode 128 of the Your Consulting Business podcast. Until next time, stay passionate, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.